Hi, now we're going to go over the second example of finding the surface area of a compound shape. Now, when you look at this shape, there's a top and bottom. So the top shape is a cone and the bottom shape is a cylinder. So as usual, we're just going to find the surface area of those and then deal with the fact that there's some overlapping parts. Okay, so I already have the formula written out here. Now, let's just go through the variables and find them. The value. So the R stands for radius, and we know this radius here is 3, and L stands for slant height, and the slant height here is 5. Okay, so let's plug this into your formula. Now we're going to leave our answer in terms of pi, and if you don't know what that means, I'll show you here in 1 second. Now when you're doing this, I would break this into 2 separate little parts. So 3 squared is 9, so this is 9 pi. And 3 times 5 is 15, so this is 15 pi. So just treat pi like you would a variable. Just add 9 and 15 and get 24, but you have to bring the pi symbol down. Now, let's acknowledge that 24 and 24 pi are 2 completely different numbers. And I know some kids think, oh my, I just forgot the pi, but forgetting pi is like forgetting to times it by 3.14, which is completely different. So make sure you include the pi. Now the bottom figure is a cylinder, and let's see what all we need. We need the radius, which is still 3, and we need the height. Now the height is the distance between the bases. So these 2 circles are the bases, and so the height is how far apart they are. And it's a 5, but it's not this 5 up here. It's the 5 that's down here. Okay, it's how far apart the 2 bases are. So the height is 5. Okay, so let's plug this in. The surface area is 2 pi times 3 squared plus 2 pi times 3 times 5. And again, let's simplify both these little groupings first. So do your exponents. 3 squared is 9, and 9 times 2 is 18, and you have to drop down the pi symbol. And you can multiply these 3 numbers in any order. So 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 times 3 is 30. Whenever you're adding, again, it's kind of like a variable. 18 pi and 30 pi is 48 pi. Okay, so this is the surface area of both of the shapes combined. Now, as you know, we're not finished. So let's see what our answer is so far. So 24 plus 48 is 72 pi. Now we have to find this overlapping part. So when you go back to this diagram, the overlapping part is going to be the circle here on the cone and the top of the cylinder. So it's the formula for a circle. And there are 2 circles. There's 2 circles that are touching. So the formula for a circle, the area, here, let's do that up here. The area of a circle is pi radius squared. Here, let's write it that way. So do we know the radius? And the radius is 3. So it's 3 squared, which is 9 squared, or it's 9 pi. Now there are 2 of them. So there are 2, and they're both 9 pi. So it's 18 pi. So I have to subtract that away. 72 minus 18 pi is 54 pi. And it is yards, so I forgot to include that. It is yards squared. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions.